we discussed about, I threw out the idea of possibly hosting the Freedom Fest in a split format, if you will, at Bell Park and the square. I asked everybody to kind of think about that. Everybody kind of gave me an answer of what they thought last week. Is there any more discussion or follow-up or thoughts, or did anybody get to visit with anybody and gave more information regarding that?
Have you heard from Eric Myers?
I have not.
Have you contacted him?
I have not.
Do you need a number?
I do need a number.
I can get you the number.
Okay.
Eric Myers is from Greenwood. If it's truly about getting people to the Freedom Fest and as many people as possible, you seriously need to consider that.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I know Pat Green. I know Pat Green. I know what you're talking about there.
Eric, he rattled off a bunch of people he went to school with. He went to school with Mike Alder.
Has he got a record deal or anything like that?
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 records out.
Does he?
I can't tell you.
I've never heard
I can't tell you the. Google Eric Myers. I can't tell you the name of the record company.
Yeah.
But I've listened to his records. Pretty good.
Yeah.
He was rattling off. He knows the Rhodes, Larry Rhodes, Melody Rhodes. He knows them very well. He was talking highly of them. He knows Doc Burgess, of course.
Do you remember Becky Myers that lived here?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if they're related.
Because I think the budget reflects entertainment. I don't know that it has names.
No, it hasn't. I think you've got 3.
Well, I know we have names that we've talked to. Are they on the budget? Okay, they're on the budget.
Question,
Okay.
does the festival committee, or how is it arranged for advertising to get out to the people in Arkansas that we're having?
That's in your budget, isn't it, advertising?
Does that go out to all the newspapers?
We certainly, yes,
Yeah.
we went all the newspapers,
Newspapers, banners.
Today
I think
magazine,
posters.
I believe, last year. I don't have that list in front of me, but
That E. Fort Smith.
right,
I think
that's
that's
the one I was
his
thinking
name.
about here. Yeah, he did
PSAs.
PSAs on it, or PSAs on it.
I think that's a critical part of it, Joel, is
Yeah,
trying to
because
get
if
the
we
word
talk
out.
about, getting people in from all over.
Sure.
To hear this guy sing.
Yes.
People got to know from all over that.
And Kelly has some contacts with the radio stations and stuff right there that we can.
And the good news is, a lot of these guys, and maybe this gentleman too, Mr. Myers, but certainly the band that we, Mr. like you did, Mr. Cabbage Head.
Cabbage Patch, Cabbage Head.
Those folks have their following, and once
Mhm.
they know they're coming, they certainly kind of get things started. Did anybody have feedback again on, or do we just, obviously I think we need to move on, but I want to put it to rest on the whole splitting or partial or anything like that on this week. No more thoughts? Okay. So I think it's committee agreed at this point that we will keep it on the square and focus on the square and not worry about anything else. Okay.
At least this year?
At least this year, and so it's going to be now. We will have issues. This bounce around thing, whoever we decide, when we decide, whoever it is, going to, there's going to be a lot of things to say.
Oh, by the way, the people from Oklahoma called me and said they needed a decision, and I gave them your number. I don't know if they ever called you, Doug, but I told them there had been no decisions and no decision was going to be. He called me like Monday, so there was not going to be a decision until a week.
Yeah.
He said, I can't wait, and I said, can't help you.
Okay. Well, and I know he's got, I think they had like a 7-day deadline in there on this price or something.
Yeah, and he kept extending it, so, and then he got to the point where he didn't extend it anymore.
And and he is in anybody like that, and I appreciate his thoughts on that, because you can't just lock something in and schedule it, because
Well, yeah,
he's going
he's
somewhere
got
else.
other people. He's got Springdale and Bentonville that are wanting the same equipment that we would want.
But I think if he's still open when we get ready to call, if we get to call him or anybody else, we'll still get to haggle with some prices and things like that. But yeah, he's got to schedule himself.
I
don't think we're.
I would still be, opposed to just the real tall ones. I know that First Baptist did it, and it was a real big success over there at First Baptist, but that was geared for the teenagers, yes, and I think when you're trying to open this up for, all age groups and stuff, I really think that, because the complaint last year, or at least, my complaint last year was saying, let's have something with water. Because I'm thinking, it's 4th of July, and kids like to get wet.
No wonder we had to rain.
Yeah, thanks. Everything.
Right, yeah. But I'm thinking water on the bounce arounds, and I think that the gentleman that that did it last year, I thought he said he would look into getting some with
He has
water
purchased-
features.
Yeah, this package really is just bounce arounds. This package includes bounce arounds and those other items. So, again, not apples and apples so much either. So, now I'm sure they probably
Yeah,
have.
one to be fair, you'd have to let them see,
Yeah.
okay, committee like, it's this one, so this is what they have, now, both of you sit there and give us the best price you can on this type of equipment with this type of labor, and then
Right.
break them down the best you
Well,
can.
then you can match apples with apples.
Right, and you know, and they all probably offer even the, and I've never used him or anyone else for food, because we always have vendors. I mean, he can supply cotton candy machines and all those things, and we just excluded that and then invited vendors in to do that.
Did this Extreme outfit, did they do the tents as well? Or
Yes.
did we get the tents from
Yeah, but
some of
They're not here, I'm assuming they do, but
when they first put the budget together that I proposed, the tents were gonna come from somewhere else. This guy's prices weren't real bad on the tents, and I never could get a hold of him. I was gonna ask him what the tents by themselves would cost, or just give me a bid. He's got them, but I have no idea what the price is.
Well, I still think that, you know, what it was, Carnival Party last year, they were pretty accommodative to us, because I thought there at the last, whenever we needed more tents or whatever, and
I kept adding tents.
he kept adding tents, you know, and he was, you know,
Went and bought
Well,
it.
really,
got
the
pretty
price
quick.
he charged for those tents was too bad.
The trolley, next thing I had down, I heard, I was not involved at all with the trolley. I knew it was there and I knew what was going on, but I think, from what I understood, it went very, very well. I don't know that there was a time that we didn't have drivers, or, not drivers, but.
Was it there just for 2 hours or 3 hours? or all day?
Don't know for sure.
But do you remember, Kimberly?
it was about, I think about 4 hours. that we-
4 hours?
No. Oh,
7
7
hours.
hours?
And it was like $600 or something like that?
Yes.
Yes, she's gonna check right again.
Burgess and HB were the people that talked, and they had a good time doing it.
Vernon,
I
I
rode
think.
on it, on that.
Yeah, I think
on that
Vernon's
street.
good.
It's real good.
I think it was a hit. The people
Yeah.
I talked to, no one, and again, I can only tell you what I know or heard. No one came up to me and said, "Boy, that was a terrible trolley ride." They all thought it was cool and enjoyed it and appreciated the information that they got.
Yeah.
The kids
Yeah.
thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, this is kind of backtracking, because we're just talking about the bounce rounds, but due to the stuff that we're doing on the square,
Mhm.
you know, again, is the church, would they be open to letting us use the edge parking lot?
I haven't spoke to them yet. I'm assuming they would be. They actually allowed us to use it last year for, not so much the parking lot, but the building I think we used.
Yeah, I know we use the
We
building.
had keys in order to get in there. I'll certainly ask unless someone else wants to. I don't know that they already. It's okay. We're good, or we know.
Okay, but I
Because
guess...
we're gonna need more room. Everything's not gonna fit on the square.
And the bounce arounds, I've seen in the past, so I assume that they still are, you know, but they're okay to be put on pavement,
Yes.
right?
Some of them that this gentleman offers, he prefers they be on grass if it's available, just because of the nature of whatever it is. But they can be, certainly we can place some of them on grass.
Like if you had the plate breaking thing and the pitch thing, those things would go on concrete.
They were on concrete. They were in front of the Kurz building.
That's what happened.
Of course, that's a week.
Last year.
Right, 4 or 5 days, that's,
What did you start out originally, just with the number of tents last year?
20.
20.
And then you just had to,
Added 25.
you know, and I mean, it was all kind of word of mouth that was spreading that, there's no charge.
You might have 100 this year.
And we very well may. I mean, it could be, which is all the better, I think.
You have to get to the point where, say we charge them $10, maybe up at Bell Park for next year.
Right, just to cover it, yeah.
Who knows, you may get 60 vendors.
Right.
We figure it's
Right, I don't know.
I kind of figure with the economy the way it is, some of the towns are gonna scale back anyway, you know.
Isn't that about a 24-minute show, you think?
It's about 23 minutes, 22 minutes.
Okay, let me take a consensus of the ones that are here, and I know
That's all they think.
we have one less now. So fees for the vendor tents, everybody kind of feels like we're okay, but you're not charging just like else.
I'm good.
Next Friday noon, and
Yeah, Friday.
we'll, if something changes, I'll call you. Thank you again for your time, very much.
Meeting adjourned.
Yes, sir, meeting adjourned. Thank you.